The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear, was released in 1991. This is directed by David Zucker, written by Zucker and Pat Proft, and we have a cast including Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, and various others. And I did enjoy the first film. I wasn't going to rush to watch the second one. I watched the first one, I think, a few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago at this point, but I do want to see the one that's coming out this year. It might already be out by the time I upload this. And I decided, well, I might as well give the other two a watch, and I'm pleased to say it was rather enjoyable. This one is focusing on the fact that a character called Dr. Meinheimer is advocating for renewable energy. And those profiting from non-renewable energy are not exactly very happy about this. They resort to criminal activities, and Frank Drebin has to investigate. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less about the narrative. I wasn't that bothered about any aspect of the story at all. But this is so genuinely very, very funny. I laughed out loud a few times, and I never laugh out loud at films. Almost never. As I've mentioned before, and I'm sure I'll mention again, I can have raucous laughter at sitcoms, but films very rarely make me laugh. I can find them amusing, but laughing out loud doesn't happen often. But with this, genuinely did on a couple of occasions, and I enjoyed the whole thing. It is just witty line after witty line after cheesy joke, and it's just so perfectly written. Almost every line in this is a joke. I don't want to say every line, that's maybe a bit too far, but almost everything has comedic intent, and I feel like most of it hit perfectly. We also have some really great performances, of course, very, very well written characters. The soundtrack is really great. Visually, it's quite a satisfying film. And while I didn't care about the narrative, I could not care at all, it's still a well written story. So if it is your kind of story, then I think absolutely you'll find that to be really satisfying. But even though I didn't care about the story, this was just so funny. And it takes a lot to make me laugh with films. And I had the same experience with the first film. So I'm going to predict something similar with the third one. I don't know if the one that's coming out soon, or newly out, depending on when this is up, I don't know if it's going to have the same style of comedy. I kind of hope so, because it's really, really effective. Well-written story. I wasn't that bothered about it, but it's executed well enough. The characters are well-written. The performances are great. The comedy, for me, is so, so effective. Absolutely loved it. I will be watching the third film very, very soon. And for now, I am pleased to say that this was an absolute joy. Definitely worth watching. I don't think you need to watch them in order. If for some reason you wanted to watch this one, if there's maybe somebody in the cast you want to watch it for, you absolutely could. You don't need to watch them in order, but I do recommend the first one and this one. And time will tell, but hopefully the third one, The Naked Gun 2.5, is definitely a very satisfying film.